Okay, it's time for some astrology. Is everybody ready? Shane here with daily-astrocat.com, and the astrology I got for you is for Wednesday, and it is what day is it, Shane? It's the 9th of July. So we're going to have the moon finally enter Capricorn. Now, this is where we're going to have a culmination. It's going to be full. It's going to be full tomorrow. However, what we're looking at today, the moon is going to enter Capricorn at 4:55 in the morning. Now, what seems like a slight hiccup is just people doing their due diligence, right? Seemed like we were on a track for something, right? Just depends, right? It just depends. We're going to find out. We'll find out a lot today. The overall frame of mind is the essence of the cardinal sign, what cardinal sign crosses are all about, right? There's an energy there. Wants to begin, but it can't agree on what it's going to do to force that beginning, right? Aries, headstrong, has one idea. Cancer, from the heart, from the gut, from the intuition, has a different idea. And they operate in different forms, right? Cancer being very female, very, I don't want to say passive, but, certainly not as aggressive as, say, that masculine feeling Aries energy, right? Yep, that's part of what it's about. Now, when we think about that, look, those crosses, right? Eventually, they both want to accomplish the same thing. They're just going to have a discussion about it and go about it. That's what the essence of the square is. The square is an opposing energy. Not an opposing, because that would be an opposition. But it's a very difficult energy because they're counter purposes. They're at a 90-degree angle to each other. And that's what makes astrology very interesting, because it's fun, right? We get to interpret these things. Now, the cardinal signs, now a fixed sign, that would be more like headbutting, right? Cardinal signs, that's a lot of headbutting, but there's a consensus to go in a direction. Fixed signs, my way or the high, I'm right, you're wrong. Mutable signs, oh, that's totally different. Oh, I can see this, I can see that. Oh, what do you say we get together and we get this going? Okay, mutable signs can work that out. All right, now that I got that all out of my system, hopefully I haven't lost you with my mutable mind. Now, so funny for an Aries sun sign, right? Got a Mercury sitting in Pisces. That's very mutable. Got my ascendant in mutable sign too. So that's where that all comes from. Changes. Look, this kind of changes like the way that we think about things, right? Because if it don't agree initially and we're going to find a way, that's the way things happen, right? Sometimes the path you're on just doesn't quite, there might be a little bit of opposition to it. You work through the opposition, right? That's that Saturn stuff that's sitting there also at 0 degrees Aries, right? That's that opposition. It's retrograde. So what kind of opposition have you faced? Where are you at? Where are you headed? And what is it that you're trying to do? Uranus in Gemini, right? That's that new phase that we're going to be entering. I am doing a bigger piece on it. Should be out a couple of days. I don't like promising stuff here. But it is physically in the works right here. Now, I'd like to thank everybody for joining in. I'd like to thank everybody who's been following. There's been a lot of new followers and everything like that, and thank you. This is pretty much par for the course. This is what you're going to get, right? One day it might be very short and sweet. The other day I may just decide to dive in on certain aspects, such as the squares and cardinal versus fixed versus mutable. Now, let's talk about how Saturn and the moon are going to interact, right? Yeah, there's a square aspect there today, and that's what's actually happening. That moon being in Capricorn, entering Capricorn at 4:55, is going to form that square with Saturn and Neptune, for that matter. And that's what's going to cause it. You're going to feel it because the moon's emotions, right? The moon is what we're feeling emotionally. So it's just going to feel like a little tougher than usual. We know that Uranus sitting at that first degree of Gemini, that's not in a cardinal position. That's a mutable position. But it's going to be a beneficial aspect to both Saturn and Neptune, because they sit there. It's also a beneficial aspect to Pluto. So whatever you got changing, whatever's working in your favor, that's stronger than this temporary moon going, I don't know. What is it going to mean? All right. So now let's think about this, because our energy, the energy for today, what we're feeling, that's something that we're going to be doing, right? It's like, look, Saturn trine that Venus. Okay, think about this. Think of the moon trine Saturn and contrast that with Venus trine Mars, okay? Because if you think about it, the sun is a masculine aspect. The moon is a feminine aspect, right? So we've got moon trine Saturn. Saturn's also masculine, right? So if you got a mother-father thing going on there, right? Saturn is very masculine. And you got Venus trine Mars. Look, is this the energy that makes Mama the rock of the family? Could be, right? Mama's got to be both the father and the mother, right? That Capricorn thing going on. Sure seems like it. Today's keyword is revelation. Now, the color is just brown. Let's just face it. This astrology is going to run counter to what others think and say. It really does, because they're not really thinking about this. There's a moon square Saturn. This is what slows things down. The easy energy of the moon in Sagittarius is kind of checked here, right? We had some easy energy for the last couple of days. It's checked. Now, ask yourself, is everything copacetic? Because Saturn is barely moving in Aries. It's focused, right? It's focusing on that stuff. It's not quite retrograde yet. So we're starting to slow. It's stationing is what it's called. So when it stations, that planet's influence gets stronger, and it just picks up those Aries vibes. And we got Mars and Virgo, so we're going to want some answers. It's going to demand answers to get beyond this point. Now, this is very important energy. It's like an exclamation point, right? The details may indeed be in your favor, no matter what you're feeling. From, Mama taking over the family and taking over the reins, or whatever we're facing, whatever it is that we think, that's the key. Whatever it is we think we're feeling, it might be different. The details, they most likely are in your favor. Now, Saturn teaches patience and discipline. It's all about taking responsibility for your own actions. Don't worry, the figures, they're going to add up, right? Mars is going to be able to do that. Neptune squaring the moon reminds us that when something rises up before us, if something rises up before it stabilizes, it can easily topple, right? If it just is just beginning to stand or beginning to be built, till you get it done, it's going to be easy for it to knock over. This establishes the Saturn square. The square with the moon helps to establish a strong foundation. So whatever it is you're doubting, that's going to be a foundation you can grow to build upon. You can build bigger dreams upon it, because you're going to get through it. That's how we're going to get through it. The question on everyone's mind has already been answered. Okay, Shane, it's possible to do both jobs, but it's not easy. Respect for this comes only over time. Now, in 2001, The Office, it's a mockumentary of sorts, was created by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, starring Ricky Gervais and Martin Freeman, and it premieres on BBC Two in the UK. And our birth is in 1976. I had to guess this one. I didn't guess it really well, but I was able to figure it out by the hints. It's Fred Savage. He's an American actor from The Wonder Years. You may know him from that. And The Princess Bride. He's also a director of Two Broke Girls, Modern Family, and for a while, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's born in Chicago, Illinois. He was born in 1976. Happy birthday, Fred. That's all we have for you. Thank you so much for listening. Appreciate and love every single one of you. Welcome to all of our new people. Do me a favor. Hit the bell below. Like, share, subscribe. Do all that nice stuff, okay? Love doing this. Love just sharing all this stuff with all of you. Now, our keyword is revelation, and the color is brown. Today is a 5. Happy astro-catting.